Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today on Business Today. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, it's the D-Day when we are awaiting the union budget to be presented by the finance minister just in an hour and a half from now in the parliament. Expectations are high, hopes are high, but the stock markets are already, in a jubilant mood right ahead of the union budget. We have seen a gap up start for the Indian stock market benchmark, Sensex and the Nifty. The Sensex climbed right over 500 with a gap up opening in today's trading session. Right at the opening ticket is trading 700 points higher right now as we speak, just 20 minutes into the trading action, and 58,700 is the level at which the Sensex is trading at. Talk about the Nifty as well. The index has climbed over 1% up now at 17,530 around is what it is trading at currently. The Nifty Bank is very supportive at this point in time. The mid and the small caps, the broader markets also higher by 1%. It's a broad-based buying action that you're seeing right ahead of the union budget, indicating that this budget might bring in some kind of a booster shot that the economy needs at this point in time for sure. Let's look at the kind of sectoral move that we are seeing. Of course, it's the banks that are leading the rally, with financial services, private banks, and PSU banks all riding high on hopes. Apart from that, it's the IT space that's up by 1.5% as well. Realty space, metals, pharma, all of them are inching higher by almost 1% in trade, barring slight weakness in, say, oil and gas and autos. If you see, rest all of the sectors are showing joyous action that we can see on the stock markets. Talk about the top stocks that are performing at this point in time. On the Nifty pack, it's Infosys as the top Nifty gainer. ICICI Bank, Sun Pharma, Tata Steel, Tech Mahindra, all of them up and above, and the top gainers of the Nifty right now. On the negative side, there are just a few numbers like Tata Motors, BPCL, Kotak Mahindra Bank, very handful names that are actually declining in trade. But expectations are high. Some of the sectors that you need to keep an eye out on in today's trading session would be for sure the infrastructure space. You are already seeing some buzzing action right there. There is an expectation of more allocation by, say, 15 to 20 odd percent in this budget. The realty space will also be in focus. We are seeing the sector witnessing higher demand and robust bookings in terms of advanced bookings and the sales as well at this point in time after years of being in a slowdown as well. So housing loan interest, more deduction if that comes, will cheer home buyers at this point in time. The real estate sector will also get some more demand coming in. So that is a big expectation right there. DLF already has recorded, record high numbers of bookings, and in terms of garnering of funds, in terms of the record bookings that they have got. Affordable housing, tax holiday over here is something that is on top of the radar. Green energy is a space that will be in focus. Consistently, we've been seeing increasing focus of our government on green technology. As and when we are looking at climate change happening, the government cleared its focus on electric vehicles and how it wants full electrification of vehicles to happen by 2030. Whether that goal will be achieved or not is a different debate, but definitely we are seeing an improving sentiment build up in the EV space. The automakers are gearing up, expanding their capacities to make more EVs back home, getting in more tie-ups with all the global manufacturers of EVs as well. Will we see some more concessions coming in to encourage buyers to move towards electric vehicles buying rather than the fuel-based vehicles this time around is something we're waiting for. Perhaps reduction on taxes is something that would also encourage more automakers to go forward and adopt EVs as their bigger segment. Insurance is a sector that is definitely hoping for some more deduction of Mediclaim coming in because it is high at 18%. And at this point in time, when we are dealing with the healthcare crisis, there is more awareness of people to have insurance in this underpenetrated nation. But will that happen? And will the government encourage people to buy more insurance with the way of reduction in taxes? That's something that we will be waiting to find out. Of course, other sectors that are always the big darlings on the D street when it comes to the budget day, it's the railways, the announcements on that, capex announcement, allocation announcements coming on to that, that cheers the railway stocks. Already some of them like Titanagar wagons are buzzing in trade right now. IRCTC up about 1% in the opening action too. Keep an eye out on that. Fertilizer space, chemical space, that rides on hopes on the subsidies coming in. We do hope that the fertilizer and food subsidy will be elevated in FY23 as well, and some announcements coming in on that front on the union budget. So keep that space in mind as well as we move forward right ahead of the union budget. Of course, the action is speaking for itself. The stock markets are high on action. Keep tuned in to Business Today to get all the updates around Budget 2022. Stay tuned in for Finance Minister's live speech right here, and then for the decoding of the budget as to what it really means for you and your wallet. We will be getting you the top voices from the world of economy, corporate, and also policymakers as well right here. This should be your destination for Budget 2022. Thanks a lot for tuning in. For now.